My name is Aaron. I'm coming to you from Greenville, South Carolina. Here are some helpful tips to improve the process when you're shooting scripted cell phone videos. Here's an example of some good lighting. The sun is actually setting right now, or is about to set, but my face is still pretty lit. Now I could turn around. It gets a little too hot. So you kind of want to move around. If you're going to be outside, you want to find like a shaded area. And so you still can get plenty of light without the overexposure. So let's go over here. All right, here we go. This is pretty good. Of course, you're going to want to adjust this so you can get the best view or best composition. And then once you're happy with it, you just start recording. Ideally, you want to use a tripod, but if you have to hold it or have somebody else hold it, that's fine. You kind of have to work with what you have right now because you might not be able to go anywhere to get anything. Now, I will make recommendations to maybe place some orders online for some helpful gear that's not that expensive. Maybe like a cell phone tripod with an attachment on it. Maybe a cell phone mic if you want to improve the sound quality. But at the end of the day, we're kind of all in this together. And we want these videos to be as sincere and authentic as possible. It's you wherever you are in that moment. And right now, I'm in my front yard. The rest of the video, you're gonna notice there's just a simple wall behind me. I'm actually set up in my son's playroom. He's 4. I positioned the camera where you can't see all the toys that he left behind. The Play-Doh, the string, the Tonka trucks, the crayons, and then whatever the dog ate that he shouldn't have. One thing is, it doesn't really matter what the room looks like as long as it doesn't show up on camera. I'm actually, if you look right here, that is a lawnmower that my wife ran over. So that's not in the shot, is it? So I don't have to pick it up. These videos are to help you succeed. We want you to succeed. During this time, we need to stay relevant somehow. We want to be able to build better relationships, and video is the fastest way to achieve that. You want to build trust. You want to build value. You want to keep people informed. We are all in this together, and this will blow over before you know it. Everybody's going to want services. Everybody's going to want something done as soon as this is over because we can't wait to get out of our house. So right now, anything we can do to stay positive and push forward is a good thing. If you choose option 1, here are some helpful tips in shooting scripted cell phone videos. Step 1, grab your cell phone. Anyone would do. Android, Apple, doesn't matter. Step 2, use a tripod. If you don't have a tripod, that's fine. All you have to do is position the camera so it's up against something, so it's not moving. You could use a family member, use your wife. You can use your wife, your husband, your kids. You can always reference the graphic in the PDF or in this video for reference. Step 3, lighting. Lighting is really important. We are working with what we got. So desk lamps work. You got the overhead light, which might be a little too bright, so you might have to turn that off. Just find other light sources that you can bounce off the walls. Try to shoot during either morning or evening when the light isn't so harsh. You want to avoid overexposure and hot spots on your face. Using natural light is key if you can use it, so make sure you're facing the window, because if the window's behind you in the light, then your face will be dark. Step 4, print out your scripts. 1 script per sheet of paper. You want to position the scripts so it's easy to read, so just position it next to your phone, either above or just behind it. If you're not going to print them, that's fine. You can use a tablet or a computer to display the scripts, but you want to only display 1 script at a time and make sure the font is large enough so that you can read it. Use what you have. At the end of the day, that's all we're doing here is using what you have. Use your cell phones, your desk lamps. If you've got a professional mic somewhere lying around or a cell phone mic, use it. If you got real lights, use it. If you don't, that's fine. Regular audio straight up from the camera is going to be just fine for this. Step 5, You really need a clean and quiet environment. You don't have to go clean the whole house or the office for that matter, depending on where you are. You just want to find a nice spot. What you don't want is a hard shadow behind you. See, I don't have a hard shadow behind me. I'm actually like 6 feet away from the wall, but you can't really tell here. It looks like I'm probably right up against the wall. You've got a nice home and you've got some flowers in the background or a bookshelf or something that has a little bit of character. That is perfect. You can shoot it in the kitchen. You can shoot it anywhere. Just make sure that whatever is in frame is clean. Ideally, what you would do is just clean the space that's in the shot. Less is more in this scenario. For the best results, I recommend shooting inside. If you shoot outside, you can't shoot during the day, it's too bright. You need to be in a shaded area. You would have to shoot early in the morning before the sun really hits, or in the evening just before sunset. Step 6, positioning. You want to make sure that you are about a foot away from the camera. Right now I am 1.5 feet maybe, but you don't want to be more than 2 feet away, because this is, I don't know, almost a foot. So if you want to get this close, knock yourself out. However, this is a pretty good distance. Whatever you feel more comfortable, so anywhere between 1 foot and no more than 2 feet is perfect. You also want to position the camera vertically. This will work really, really well, especially for mobile devices. Step 7, practice reading the script. So once everything is set, the lights, the camera, the room's quiet, go over the lines, as many as you want, just until you feel comfortable. You don't have to memorize the whole script. If you can, that is fantastic. But just go over it a few times to kind of get a feeling for it. Step 8, time to record. Whether it's on a tripod or you have somebody holding the camera. Once you hit record, just let it go. Usually doing a script will take about 15 to 20 minutes because you're going to be saying each line over and over again until you feel comfortable with it. The goal here is to come across as authentic as possible. You don't want to feel like you're reading a script. Your viewers don't expect you to be actors. If it's a little rough here and there, that is totally fine. This just has to be sincere and from you. It's a message from you to your patients and potentially new patients. What I like to do is I break apart the script in sections. Just say that same phrase over and over again until it feels natural and before you move on to the next line. And so if you just do the lines in sections, you'll get through this. For an example, the last line, you got stay home, stay healthy, stay positive. That you can say it all in one shot. You don't have to look away for that. So just say that over and over and over again until you find you have one you think works. And plus you can say it a few different ways so you have options when you're editing. Stay home, stay healthy, stay positive. In the face of adversity, we will get through this. In the face of adversity, we will get through this. In the face of adversity, we will get through this. In the face of adversity, we will get through this. So these spots are designed to be cut together with other staff members, whether you're editing it yourself or you reach out to us and we do it for you. Take a look at the video sample that's included with this so you can get an idea of what the end result is. So if you can't get through the whole script, that is totally fine. But if you can and you want to just have one person read it, that's fine too. But you want to be looking into the camera the whole time. You don't want to be looking up and then looking down, then looking over wherever the script is. You want to try to avoid that if possible. Which leads me to step 9. Look into the camera when talking. Often people look at themselves, which means their eyes are not looking at the camera. Try to just look up at the little camera up on top, especially when you open and you close each spot. When you look into the camera, the audience feels like you're talking to them, not just you talking into your phone. After each line, you want to make sure you hold for like a second or two and don't just turn your eye away or go do something else too quick, because at the end of the day, you have to edit these together. You want the eye contact to be consistent. And especially on the very last line, you definitely want to hold for a couple seconds. Step number 10, time to transfer your footage. You want to get your footage transferred to your computer. There's a few different ways to do that. Just take your charging plug, USB cord, and just plug it into your computer. and you should have access to those files. You can upload it to the cloud to get it to the computer. You can use Dropbox. Once it's to the computer, you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. And last, number 11. If you decide that you're editing the videos yourselves, then all you need to do is get it to your computer, drop it into your software that you're going to be using for editing. Ideally, you want to use the video software that comes with your computer. If you got a Mac, it's probably iMovie. If you have professional software, you might be using Adobe Premiere or Final Cut. Scrub through the footage so you find the best reads. And usually the best reads are probably on the last couple takes that you did it. That's why I have everybody read each line several times, because you're gonna make mistakes and it's totally normal. Eventually you'll say the line correctly or the way you want it, and that's the one that you're gonna use with the other hero selects, which are the good reads from what you recorded. Regardless of what software you're using, you have to be able to make sure that the footage that you transfer to your computer, you'll be able to read on those platforms. So if you're having formatting issues where the video plays normally in a video player but doesn't really show up when you're editing, you're getting an error, I will make sure information is in the PDF that comes with the scripts so that you don't get stuck. If you run into any issues where you just can't get it the way you want it to, that's not a problem. Just reach out to us and we'd be more than happy to edit the videos and put them all together. We'll add music, we'll add graphics, we'll make you look really, really good, and then we'll get it back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Well, that's it. These are some helpful tips that kind of help get you started. If you still need assistance, just let us know.